So what is your connection with the Bay Area, and how did you end up linking with Dream and TDK?
All right, so basically my connection to the Bay is family, right? My uncles and my father all lived in California. My uncle, he was a screenplay writer and an author, and he uh, he wound up being a professor at UC Berkeley. And so, he found a little something out there, a little good life for himself. Because my family comes from North Carolina, sharecroppers. So he found a good life out there. He's college educated. So his brothers, my father, and his brothers all went out to California to get the golden sunshine. They like, oh, we're gonna live good with our big bro. You know what I mean? And they all set up camp out there. And my pop moved to Oakland. So as as I said, when I was in Philly as a teenager, I was getting in a lot of crime. I was getting locked up a lot. Like I was being locked up a lot. And so one of my cases, the judge was like, "Yeah, we're gonna send you to go live with your father." Like they gave me a choice, right? Go to this group home, John, or go live with my father, right? So my mom was like really trying to like get me to go there. She felt like it might change my life, but she didn't really know where she was sending me to. You know what I'm saying? So they sent me out here like 13, and I'm up like 98 from Bank Cross,
Mm.
around the block of Sunnyside Avenue. Man, this John Hood, this your hard as stone around this joint. I'm like, yo, these dudes is crazy, man. Like, they shooting, they selling drugs, just going crazy. So, you know, I kind of knew what was going on. You know what I mean? Once I kind of got established here. And, like anybody else, I started making friends, you know what I'm saying? And trying to connect with different dudes, and learn about where I was at. I was there at such a young age. I had been there before, like when I was 11, something like that, but I was too young to really be out there. You know what I mean? I was like right up under my pop at the time. So he wouldn't let me run the streets and nothing like that. When I get to be 13, I'm out playing ball. I'm running around. And I found that yard, 23rd yard. And I I was like, whoa, I gotta go in there. I gotta go in there. And I think I think I peeped it, and then I left, went back to Philadelphia, and then I got in trouble again, and they sent me back. And this time I had to stay. So I was getting in high school. I went to Castlemont High School,
Mm.
and I go down to that yard, and I made my dad. He driving down East 14th. I made stop, and I jump out the car. Where you going, nigga? Man. I call you. I'm going over here to this yard. He don't know what the fuck I'm doing. He like, this nigga crazy. So I go over the yard, and I think I seen Stare first, right? Because I'm just hanging out there, just looking at all the stuff on the walls, hoping I'm gonna meet somebody down here. But if not, I'm gonna get me some cans. I'm gonna do something down here. This is where all the big boys is at. and I met West, and I met Stare down there, and they put me on to the beat where I could steal paint. We stealing dollar cans, and then I started tagging all around there, and I was a side buster. I was tagging on the sides up by the top of people's pieces because I could reach up higher. And I was doing my Philly stuff, and they knew something was different. They was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Because they didn't recognize the style, right? And then I was like, "Come on, we're gonna write in the streets though. This yard is cool, but I want to get some rep." So I remember the first time I came down East 14th, I had a fat cap, and I was with. I don't think I was with. I think I was with this kid Echo, Pete Echo, and he used to write with Surf and Hizzo. Yeah, these dudes was all wild, man. There was writers in Oakland, man. I don't even know how it is now, but there was writers in Oakland, bro. And we would go writing, and we went down East 14th, and I had a fat cap, but niggas didn't tag with fat caps back then. They would tag with the Phantom cap, the little thin one, and they would go from left to right. But no, I'm going up and down. So I'm hitting the sides of these joints. I'm writing ATP, NM, ATP. I'm throwing up my homies, Rasan, ATP. I'm throwing up my Philly homies. They like, yo, you taking up the whole wall. I was like, oh, that's new to y'all, huh? I'm like, you gotta write like this too, bro. You gotta spread it out a little something, man. You get some rep out here. Next thing I know, we down at the yard. I think Wes was like, that dream right there. He knew Mike. He like, that dream right there. You know, I went over to him. I was like, yo, what's up? He recognized who I, my tag thing. He's like, oh, okay, so and so. And then like I just started hanging around, trying to be in the circle. As a kid, I wanted to be around them dudes. So I would be on them tracks. I'll hang down on them tracks 23rd, maybe 4 or 5 hours in a day, man. Writing on the rails and just walking up and down the tracks, writing on stuff, going into the street, stealing, coming back. You know what I mean? We just was out there, and that's where I would meet Trendy, and I would meet Reefer, and my man Chaos, Razor. That I'm getting ready to see him, so I can't wait to see him. I would just get to start knowing everybody in the Bay Area on my side. You see what I'm saying? So then we would go to San Fran, and we would go to Union City when they had a meeting, or we go to Cycle City, you know what I'm saying, to see all the pieces, see when Dream would do a new piece. And after a while, Dream and them was like, I remember Dream said to me, man, we might have something with you, because you different. You could be our secret weapon in the crew. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, you just gotta work on your piece, and you gotta work on your stuff, because I wasn't that good. And I probably would have never even really tried the piece if it wasn't for a Dream. Like I could do a straight letter, but I wouldn't have tried to be a piecer. I wouldn't even went that far if it wasn't for Dream, because he like I looked up to that man. Like I really looked up to him. I ain't going fraud. Like I definitely looked up to him. So when he said to me, yo, you got your own style. You just keep doing that, bro. Keep doing that, and you're gonna be good. And I believed it. I was like, okay, if you say it, it's real. So I just continued to do that. I remember me and Wes did audition pieces to be in TDK. And we had dollar cans, and I did this big giant image on. It was a piece, but it was a monster, man. It was not up to par, but I didn't care. I wanted so badly to be it. And Dream let us in, me, Stare, and Wes. You know what I'm saying? And we carried that shit like a badge, like a damn badge. To this day, I carry it like a badge that the homie put me on, and I was never gonna let him down. You know what I'm saying? So, because I can't really just say the story without telling you why it was like that. It got to a point where I had to bend the home life. You know what I mean? Families on drugs and stuff. You know what I mean? So Dream would come check me out and be like, yo, come stay at my house. And I would sleep on the floor in his room, you know what I'm saying? And like he looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like he became the real mentor. People talk about it, they say they'll be it, but this man really was. You know what I'm saying? And he would do that for us. And Dream wasn't that much older than us. But it was like we was talking to a 40-year-old. Like he just knew. The man was he was a special human being, bro. And he did so much for me at that time of my life that I think I associated Grad finally with something good. You know what I'm saying? Like something real with TDK and with Dream. Like, it made me feel like him, that he accepted me as a person, not just my grad. Like he knew my story. He knew what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? And he still was like, that's a good dude. He got me a job at Eastmont Mall, airbrushing with him at Costa, California. I met Digital Underground in there. I met Tupac in there with Dream. You know what I mean? Pooh Man. You know what I'm saying? Even I think some of the big drug dealers just don't do that. He introduced me to some of them too. You know what I mean? Like he was more than just like a mentor. He was literally the big bro.
Wow.
Literally the big bro. Literally. And I can tell you for a fact that he did this for other people. He did this for other people. He did this for Taste. He did it for Stare. He looked out for us. You know what I mean? Like a person. because he just had a better grip on
Mm.
it. He had a better grip on the game, baby. He was smooth too, so he was finessing his way through it. He was killing it, man. The dude is just always gonna be my number one. You know what I mean? That's the number one.
Wow. Yeah, that gave me chills, bro. Because I've definitely heard that, like the mentorship that he gave other people. But I think also what you just said about having a positive association with graffiti, I relate to that, bro, because there were so many times where I was out all night bombing because shit wasn't okay in my life. You feel me? And I'm seeing all, and I'm exposed to all types of crazy shit that a teenager probably shouldn't be exposed to. And also, so many writers are coming from that same context. So you got a lot of egos, you got a lot of fucked up mentalities, you got a lot of dudes that's into drugs and violence or whatever, and a lot of motherfuckers that's just straight haters, and will hate on you because you're not as good as them or as good as they think you should be. But I learned that there's another type of writer that's so confident in their own skills and loves the culture, not just the vandalism, because we love that too, but it's the culture. When you get in touch with that side, that's when you can just paint a piece and have that freedom, and you learn, man, I can make other people feel good instead of shitting on them.
What he's giving me was a blessing, man. I can't tell you how many times I had younger people hit me up and tell me, oh, I was inspired by what you said. I'm inspired by what you do or whatever. And I feel like that's a blessing because we just put the energy out there. I don't direct it towards anybody.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So when it's received, that's really your gift. That's your payment in full. Like my man, I'm a quote you. You got to give what's been so freely given to you. Dream.
Wow.
That's what the man told me. You got to give what's so freely given to you.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.